Hi, welcome. So in this video, we are going to continue with the where clause. Remember in the last video, we looked at the where, just the introduction with some basic operators like equal to, greater than or equal to. You can always go back and check the previous video. And in this video, we are going to continue still with the where clause with things like in, like, and then also looking at things like null, not null. So we just keep on with the SQL. And remember, the where is like filtering in Excel. So if you also haven't looked at the filtering and sorting videos, you can always go back to earlier videos in this series. And then let's just go straight to the computer and look at more of the where clause. So in the last video, we looked at the less than, greater than. So I'll just create a new script here, and then I'm just going to start commenting. So we are going to look at things like in, then look at something like, and then null, and then not null. I'll just, so here we have to put close back this like that, and then we can go on. So if I go here and I come back to staff demographic, I can copy this just so that I save time, and then I paste here. So we have select staff from staff demographic. So if I run this, because everything up here is commented out, it doesn't distort the code as we've seen in previous videos. And also, if you want to get this database, just check the earlier videos. We have the link to the database there already. So this is what we get. So like as usual in the previous videos, we can save this as a staff demographic, either as a CSV file or as an Excel spreadsheet. So I already have it here. So if I want to save, it's already there. So I don't want to replace it, and I cancel here. So this is the database, and then we are trying to see things like in, like, null, not null. So if I take out all my filters here, I have the same database here. So now let's go to the first one. So in, when we use in, so without in, if it's in Excel, maybe let's say you want to select the last name of maybe these people, Ambe, Asong, Ayok, and then you press OK. You will get this this returned. Now, if you want to do that in Excel, now you would say, you're going to say, select that from that, then you use your where. Again, where is the filter. Let me just respect the capital letters here so that we have the same way of putting commands. Where now you take the last name. So where last name equal to, you're going to take the first one, Ambe. Then you're going to go now to enter, and then just keep a space so that the communication is there, or last name. Again, this is last name here. I can just click it. Last name equal to Asong. Let me spell it right. Asong. Then another one again, you say or. Just respect it. Or last name. Again, I'll just click here. Last name equals to maybe Ayok. So you may be wondering why we are using or in this case, because at times for beginner it's confusing. If I want to do the same thing like what I did here, the Ambe, Ayok, Asong selection, you might be thinking that we need to use but and. We will say maybe where last name equals to Ambe and last name equals to Asong and last name equals to Ayok. It's not correct, because there's no person that has last name Ambe, Asong, and Ayok at the same time. So it's actually an or statement. So the last name is either Ambe, this one, or the last name is either Asong this one here, or the last name is Ayok, this one here. So when we run this, we get, you have an here, so it is saying that let me check here. So it is saying Ayok. So let me see what is going on here. You have the last name equals to that, or last name equals to Asong. Let me see if this is the issue for now. Run it. Okay, for some reason we have that, so maybe it's my Ayok, right? Okay, no problem. So but you get the principle. We say where last name equals to Ambe or last name equals to Asong, we get this. So what the in brings is that we don't want to be repeating this. Remember we had to add Ayok, add so many things here. So the in would be able to say, you just get these two and say where last name in. Now I'll just get this in. So it's always good to have it on the next line, like here. In. Now you just get a list here. So let's just get this. So Ambe, and then Asong. So when we run this, you see we get the same thing. So this one is shorter. Now let's try again to get Ayok in. For some reason we had an error with Ayok, but let's try again and see. So Ayok, and then we run that. So we get it here. So this in, if you want to list as many as you want here, is easier rather than what we're trying to do, saying last name equals to Ambe, or last name equals to Asong, or last name equals to Ayok. And then you just simply use the in here, and it's easy to get that. So somebody can read the statement like select this from that where last name in all this list. So remember it's the or, but if it was an, you would need to use last name equals to Ambe, and maybe age equals to 25, and maybe gender equals to male. So it's usually across the columns, but this one is for the same column. You're trying to do is a form of or in the same column. So now let's move on to the next thing, which is the like here. So let's just say, for example, you know that the name is to start with A, but then you are not sure. So you can say where last name like, then now you're going to get you're going to use things like this percentage sign. So I'm just going to show you. I'll put A here, then I'll put another percentage sign, and I'll close it. So let's run this. When we run this, what do we get? We get where this A is somewhere in the last name. So if you see Ambe has an A, Karel has an A, Neba has an A, Sandra has an A, Williams has an A, Ayok has an A, Asong has an A. So what if we remove this one from in front here and run it? What do we get? We get Ambe, Ayok, Asong, which means that here it is saying where last name, this like is like saying that it starts with A and then whatever after that. The opposite is if you put this one in front instead here, then you run it, it means it starts with whatever and then instead ends with an A, like this neighbor Sandra. So it starts with N-E-B and then there's an A at the end, S-A-N-D-R, and this has A at the end. So that is why when you put it initially like this, you are saying no matter whether it starts with whatever or ends with whatever, there is an A inside. So it helps you now to be able to search quickly something that maybe you don't remember the right spelling of, maybe neighbor. So you just say, I know it starts with an N-E, but I don't really know the rest of it. So it's going to pick out the data based on this this fact that you started it with N-E and then the rest you've forgotten how to spell it. So that is how you can use like to be able to get some quickly filter out some data. So it's like here, maybe if we had the A here, then you'll be taking all that have an A here to be able to get us that list of all that have the A. So in that case, it will be percentage sign and an A in the middle. So if you run that, you'll get the same thing here. So now that's okay. So we have these two. Now let's look at these ones now here. So here you can say select staff from staff DB, where last name, then you say here in this case you can say is null. Now, do we have any last name that is actually null, that is like empty, missing value? So if you run this, we will get nothing, even though the query ran successfully with the green tick, but then there is no missing value in this case. So what now is the opposite of that? The opposite of that is when it's not null. So if you run this, now we get everything last name that is not null. So you can use this to check if you have missing values or not. So if you check when it's null and nothing is returned, then it means that you have no missing values in that column. So you can try in whatever column you have no missing values. But and then now with not null is the opposite of that, which is the values that are not missing. So with these expressions, you should be able to improve your where clause by being able to use the in to put many or statements with the in, the like to filter some starting with or ending with or in the middle contains this, and then the null and the not null to check for your data validity, quality of your data, like missing values. So I hope you are able to learn how to use these interesting commands to be able to improve on your where clause. So see you next video. Wish you good data log.